Well, hey, I'm putting together these, I'm calling them throwbacks, as you see from the title screen. And basically, what these are past projects that I've done before I had the YouTube channel. And I did everything on Snapchat with just my little group of friends. And because I'm always doing some kind of crazy project like Bucky here, or Big Blue, or there's been boats, Mustangs, tractors, all kinds of things. So I'm going to put them all together in like little, because they're little 2 or 3 minute segments. And I'll put them together in like little 10-minute snippets, and then I'll playlist them all together as I get them released. So I hope you enjoy it. It'll be a kind of neat and a quick way to see how a project comes together from start to finish. And I hope you enjoy them. Appreciate you guys watching. Boat's gone. People are asking me, Matt, what are you going to do now? What are you going to do now? Well, I bought that turd of a Ford last weekend, and we're gonna turn it into not so much of a turd. I hope. You want to look at it with me? So we've been working on it. Grady and I have. We've obviously already taken the bed off. It's over there. See, we cut it in half, pulled it off. It's ready to scrap. Anybody collects scrap metal, I've got some for you. But anyways, frame is okay-ish. We need new spring perches. This one's in good shape, but they aftermarket that. We'll put new ones on. We're going to put new springs, new bearings, new seals, I think I'm okay on the fuel tanks. I think the fuel tanks are good, but she lived her life on a gravel road, so she's pretty beat up on the underside. But we're going to make her all pretty again. But look at this. The odometer doesn't work. I'm going to see if I can get it working. But look at that brake pedal. There ain't no way that this has that many miles on it with that brake pedal unless it's spent its entire life on the interstate. There's just no way. I think, because the guy I bought it from had no idea how many miles it had on it, which I don't know what that means, but because he bought it from a guy, bought it from an auction or whatever, but I don't know. I don't think it's got about 100,000 miles on it. So we're gonna see. Guy thought it had a bad transmission in it, but I don't think so. It was this guy here. This is seized up hard, which is the old carrier bearing. Which that all went like that. Got a new one. Got new U-joints. So we're gonna put that in there. I think the transmission's just fine. But she got the big 460 in her. Oh yeah. 1995 red. I am not repainting it that color. I hate 90s red. I hate it. I mean, I don't like it. We're going to paint it blue, maybe green. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Gray, probably blue. I like blue. But yeah, that's where it is, and that's where we start. I'll take you guys along the whole time. Sorry if you don't like these. What a mess. Well, I was anxious to come out and see how this turned out. I've been doing some experimenting with rust treatment on the frame here. So I don't know if you notice or not, but it's a little rusty. But so I cleaned this portion off with a wire brush. And then I did some research, and I finally decided on this Eastwood Rust Encapsulator Platinum. So I put 2 coats of that on. I'm actually pretty impressed with it. It's extremely hard. It's almost like an epoxy, but it goes on like super, super thin. It's kind of a runny paint. This I cleaned off with a wire brush. This I didn't do anything with, and this is only 1 coat. I'm actually really impressed with that too. It needs another coat because you can still see the little pinholes. But this is, boy, I don't think you could scrape that off with a knife. I might actually try doing that. But then I painted over it with a top coat with this is just regular Rust-Oleum satin spray paint. I might actually use like a bed liner coating, but I'm pretty impressed with that. That's a heck of a product. Well, it better be for the amount of money it costs, but yeah, I think I'm going to do that to the whole thing. So there you go.
Oh, jeez.
1, 2, 3. It's going pretty good. Okay, well, we didn't die. We came close. We're going to do that completely different when we go to put it back on. But there's the cab. We got the cab off. So here's the whole thing. She's a beast. I mean, it's kind of weird. You would think the more parts that I take off of it, I would it would get smaller, but it actually gets bigger. This frame is 19 feet long. It's huge. We're going to get that all cleaned up. We're going to get that all cleaned up. We're going to get all these brackets and stuff. It's going to be great. Going to get that cleaned up. We're not going to worry about that. We're going to fix this stuff. That's probably the worst rust spot. This one here. That one's fine. That's the worst. And maybe that one. Okay, that one's the worst. It's all bad. But, yeah, I am pooped. A lot of work, but it'll be worth it in the end. I hope. So, good morning. Barely. 11:30. Working on the truck. I'm dirty. But anyways, I'll show you what I've been doing. So, got everything stripped off of here, down to the motor, transmission, the frame. Took the rear diff out of it. Been tearing the springs off. I've been cleaning it up. So I've been using this guy. It's called a pneumatic needler. Put it on there and those little needles clean all that rust slag or flake or whatever you want to call it off. It's going pretty good. It's kind of tedious, but it needs to be done if I'm going to save this frame. Because if I hadn't have done this, this truck was going to the junkyard. I think we got a really good transmission, really good engine. Frame, you know, it could be better. We've got, I mean, it's pitted. It's not rusted through anywhere. There's no big holes in it. There is a rust hole right here. Oh, and right there. But that's a cross member. I'm not too terribly worried about that. There's nothing, I mean, you can see how thick that stuff is. Even here where it's pitted real bad, it's still got plenty of structure left to it. But we're cleaning it up. We're going to get it all treated and painted all nice and everything. I got new springs coming for it. I got new spring perches. A rear differential I'm going to get all cleaned up. I don't think it needs to be rebuilt or anything, but yeah, it's coming along. We'll put new brake lines in it. Fuel lines look good because they're stainless, so those are pretty okay. Probably the original fuel filter. But yeah, it's coming along. I'm going to try to get this back half done, painted, put back together. Then we'll worry about that front half. Still undecided if I'm going to pull that motor or not. Probably yes, I am going to pull the motor and trans because I need to reseal this front cover because it's got a leak down here. So that means I got to pull the oil pan off, and in order to do that, you got to lift the motor. So if I'm lifting the motor, I might as well pull it out, clean it up, paint it, make it pretty. So well, we're looking at the carrier for the front differential in the old F250. And that spider gear pin looks like a mouse been chewing on it. But it's not. That's from it hitting on the pinion gear. And as you can see, that hole is no longer a hole. That's an oblong hole. Then we go to this side. And it's really bad. That's not supposed to move like that. It's also not supposed to move back and forth. And it's also supposed to have a complete roll pin going through there to keep it in place. Which, as you can see, it does not stay in place. So that's neat. Just go ahead and cover that up so we can't see it anymore. You know, I thought that there was going to be a part on this truck that I wasn't going to have to rebuild. I mean, it's a four-wheel drive carrier. It's probably got, I don't know, 200 miles on don't know. And how hard you have to be shifting gears to bust that roll pin that holds that spider gear keeper kingpin thing in there. But I think it spent the last part of its life before I got it as a plow truck, so that explains it. Great. I guess I'll rebuild that too.